Hello everyone. Welcome to our chess stream. My camera is frozen for some reason. Okay, that's a problem actually. Yeah, it's alright. How about now? Oh, it looks better. Alright, so we have Paul with us here. Hi, Paul. Hello, Paul. Paul, hello.
Yes,
I was
I can hear
muted.
you.
My problem. Hi, Paul. Welcome on the stream.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me here again.
And hello, Tohik. Welcome to our viewers. We have 5 of them right now, so we can slowly start, I think. Paul, today you have something cool planned, right?
Yeah, sure. I can go over some of my games from the tournament that I played in. That was Christmas time, and yeah, it's been about a week, 2 weeks, yeah, since then. But yeah, I still have a good idea of how the games went. So before I forget, I want to go over those games with you.
All right, so
And
how do we do that?
okay, so I have all my games in
Wait,
the
there
Lee
is a
Chess Study.
tournament with big pool prize? 1 Bitcoin.
Okay. So there's a study that I've created before in the past.
All right, studied
Um,
created in the past.
trying to figure out what. Oh, it's titled Paul's Games.
Okay. I'm here and I see game number 1.
Okay, so we're not gonna do game number one because that's from like the previous tournament. But we will do from, let's see, let's start off with this game. Game number 10.
Yep, I can see you flip it, yeah.
Okay, so I'm black in this game. Okay, so let me flip the board. Okay. And let me look at my notes while we do this.
Feels weird that I'm levitating. I'm gonna put myself on the bottom of the screen.
Oh, what? Oh, you prefer to see
No, I
what?
have covered. Oh my god, my Shogi cup is invisible.
Okay. Rose.
It's funny. Yeah, I don't know if you know, Paul, since last week I'm using the camera, so my green Shogi cup is now disappearing.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
see you. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Mm-mm.
I
No,
think Time Zombie
black cups are
does
better.
it very similar to the way you're doing it, right? Because yeah, usually I see him on the camera on the left.
We have more Shogi streamers use camera recently. We have Shogi Lifestyle, we have Times Up, we have Jen. So I guess I have to join. Hi,
Okay,
Sir
nice.
House. Yep, so your game, right?
Yes. So don't you want to have the board set up so that black is on the bottom?
Oh, I have to pick
Well, I don't
myself.
know.
Okay,
It's up to you. Like
sure.
because
I didn't
as we go
realize
over the
it's not
game,
Automatica. Yeah.
yeah. So as we go over the game, we can also talk about some openings. So this is I think a good way for me to go over some openings with you.
All right.
Okay. So let's see. Continue from here. Okay, so I was black in this game. What round was this? I think this was like round number 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really have great results in the tournament. So I was like, paired with like someone like extremely really strong. Like I'm rated about 21, 2200 USCF. I believe I was rated 2171 to be exact. And the people that I was facing that's really strong were like 23, 2400.
Wow.
And then after losing to them, then I play someone like really weak. I mean, they're all strong, but when I say weak, they're like lower rated than me, and they're like 17, 1800. And I'm like, asking myself, why am I faced with someone extremely strong and someone like really weak? I want to play someone that's, right or close to my strength, like, 2000, 2100, 2200. At least, the games will be more interesting. I mean, they're all interesting, but I feel like I would have some chances.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the my opponent, her name is Rose Atwell. She's a very talented junior. I believe she's about 13, 14 years old, and she's one of the top kids in her age group. So even though like she
chess
was
kids
rated,
like super scary to play against.
it is, yeah. So even though she was rated like a little bit lower, I was very afraid. And like before this round, like I was facing, like I said earlier, like super strong players and the super weak players, 17, 1800. And then now I finally got to face an opponent that's somewhat close to my strength. Her rating is 2000, and I'm like 2177. So there's a difference of about 100, 200 points.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so
let me quickly answer the chat. Yes, I also played chess a little bit, studying from Paul every second week. Little kids are scary, says Time Zombie. Doesn't matter if chess or shogi, I can agree.
Yeah, it can be anything. Yeah,
Right, so
I do not want to play against kids.
This is the typical opening, right?
Yeah, so we start off with e4. And before the game, like I always prepare for my opponents. And I knew she was going to play queen takes d4. Okay. Have you seen this move before?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, usually white captures the pawn with the knight, right?
I don't know. I might have not seen this particular opening. I know I've been trying c5, but I didn't see the d6 pawn pushed like that, and then those pawns are exchanged. Yeah, knight would make more sense though, right?
Yes. Okay, maybe I should back up a little bit because I thought you knew what this opening is called. Okay, so against e4, black's popular reply is e5, which is the king's pawn, or c5, which is the Sicilian defense.
Yeah, Sicilian, yeah.
Okay. And usually when you start off, as a beginner, we recommend e4, e5 because it's a lot easier to teach to beginners. But not just that, in the higher levels, e4, e5 is very, very solid. So like let's say you want to try to draw as black, e5 is a good approach. But if you feel like you want some dynamic play, you want some imbalances, like right from the start, e5 is not the best way because you don't want things to be symmetrical.
Yeah.
So you have to make it different by playing c5. So this is a move that was like very popular like back during like Kasparov and Fischer's time, the Sicilian. And you probably heard of the Sicilian Dragon, the Sicilian Idor. Yeah, those are very combative. So I think as a shogi player, you would like the Sicilian.
I've been actually trying it recently, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me just show you some lines. Okay, so usually after e4, c5, white would play knight f3, usually. Okay. They don't play d4. Okay. Not too often this is played because after c takes, and let's say white captures the pawn with the queen, then knight c6, and you gain a tempo.
Yeah.
Okay, so usually they don't do that. And there are some players that will play the Smith-Morra. You might like this as white, but then after pawn takes, and knight c6, knight f3, there's like many lines. But in the end, black has a slight advantage.
Because of the pawn difference, right?
Yeah, because of the pawn difference. So like white sacrifices a pawn to get a strong initiative. But if black can offset, get rid of like white's initiative, and usually that would take like about 10-15 moves like after the opening, then black would be better. So if white can't prove it in the opening, then white shouldn't play this. So that's why the Smith Mora with the pawn sacrifice on d4 c3, I wouldn't really recommend unless you are a strong attacking player and you believe that you can get some strong compensation, long-term compensation at the end. Okay. So yeah, usually you don't really see d4 being played. So usually
I can imagine that being played in like blitz games or something, but yeah.
Yes, it's good because then it's really hard to find a reply, if you don't have that much time, on your hands. Very difficult. So I would recommend playing the Smith Mora as white in blitz.
All right.
Okay, so after knight f3, there are a lot of popular replies. You can play e6. I'm just gonna just give you some sample, replies for black. And here, black can play knight c6, knight c3, and queen c7. This is the Taimanov variation.
Okay.
And in the Taimanov, black supports the knight with the queen. And after bishop e3, a6, black would develop the pieces knight f6. Bishop usually goes to e7 or bishop b4, depending on what white does, and castle. And play b5.
Makes sense, yeah, so, to use the white. So we don't push the d pawn, you're saying?
Well, if you push d pawn, you can play d6. It just really depends what white does.
Okay, we're keeping the bishop open for now, basically.
So like as black, what I would do, okay, let's say bishop goes to let's see, e2, knight f6, and then castle, and bishop e7, f4. Once f4 is played, you have to play d6.
Oh, to protect the knight, okay.
Yeah, let's say you don't play d6, you play like something like b5, then you can do something like this, and it will be very disastrous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, it really depends on what white plays. After f4, usually white would play. Black would play d6.
Gotcha.
But that's the Taimanov. Aside from the Taimanov, after knight takes d4, black can also play a6. This is the Khan variation. And there's several ways to play this for white, but I'll just show you one. Bishop d3, bishop c5, just to get you an idea. Knight b3, bishop can go to e7 or a7. Let's say bishop a7, queen e2, knight c6, bishop e3, and then d6. And it's very similar to the Taimanov, but then you play knight f6, you castle, and then you just go for queenside attack. Usually in Sicilians, black attacks on the queen side.
All right, yeah, that's some pattern to remember.
Yeah, because most of the pieces are on the queen side.
Gotcha. All right, but in the game that you played, the opponent.
So in the game that I played,
you did this move, yeah.
Okay, I did d6. Okay, and c takes, queen takes d4. Knight takes d4 is more standard, because after knight f6, knight c3, there's the Najdorf, which is this variation, or there's a dragon. Okay. But she played queen takes d4.
Don't you get a tempo when jumping with the knight?
Yeah, yes, that is true. But then she will be able to bring out her pieces a lot quickly. Like let's say bishop b5, which she played. Bishop d7. So basically, white's objective is to bring out the pieces quickly, castle, and then attack back. But at the cost of losing the bishop pair. So you see what white does? Bishop takes c6. Okay, so this is a line. And I don't really like this for white as much because white is conceding the bishop pair. I value bishops over knights, especially in an open position. Right now, we're not really too sure what the position is going to be like. But, like I can control the position. Like if I want to lock the position, I can. So right now, because the position is not locked, it's better to have the bishops.
Gotcha.
That's my philosophy. Okay.
So is this already disadvantages, or is it just a matter of style?
It's just a matter of style.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a line. The computer engine will say 0.0. Yeah. Besides knight c6, let's say if like black doesn't want white to play bishop takes c6, then black can play this. But then you're gonna have to face the Maroxy. c4 is the best move in this position. Like let's say you don't do that and you just play casual like that, then black will have a long-term advantage because of these two pawns in the center versus one pawn in the center for white. In this Sicilian or in this type of opening, if white doesn't seize the initiative and crush black, like in the middle game, black will have the advantage because black has the long-term pawn advantage. So if you take a look at the pawns, black's position, pawn structure is very solid.
Yeah, that does make sense to me. I played some of those games, as I mentioned, and that middle pawn looks to be kind of hanging there, yeah? Alone.
Yeah, let me just... Sorry, I'm gonna digress a little bit. Let me just show you like what will happen like usually. So like let's say something like this: f4, bishop e7. I'm just like making some random moves: bishop e2, castle, a6, bishop e3, knight c6, a4, queen c7, and usually white will attack like g4. Usually. Because if white doesn't do anything, black is going to start with his counterattack. And this is where you can clearly see that white is, exposing the king and overextending the pawns.
Yeah.
And you see black's position is very solid. So, of course, this is a matter of style. I prefer black, but if black doesn't survive the attack, it will get checkmated. So if black survives the attack, then black will be better in the long run.
I got distracted by my email. Right. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So it's about the low position versus high position. So in Shogi, we would have something very similar. You have much control over the middle of the board as white, but if something goes wrong, there are pieces drops behind the pawn line in Shogi. Here it's the same. There will be a counter attack. That does make sense. So this is why you said we push the C pawn, right?
C pawn. What do you mean push the C pawn? You mean
you wanted to contest the center somewhere later down the line, right?
You mean are you talking about this C pawn?
No, the white C pawn later after the queen move.
Oh, after the queen move. Oh, I see. Okay. So after that, then A6. You're saying C4?
Yeah. I mean, that was your whole point, right? You said white has to do something.
Yeah, white has to do something because if white doesn't play this, let's say white plays knight C3, eventually black will play like knight F6, E6, bishop E7, castle, and then start attacking on the queen side with B5, bishop B7, B4. Yeah, you can't. If white has an attack, on the king side, that's fine. It's a matter of, who gets checkmated first, who attacks the king first, like shogi. Okay, but if white doesn't have an attack and black has the attack, then yeah, this whole plan for white is foiled. So, which is why c4 is strong because it kind of prevents black from, playing that freeing move b5.
I see. All right.
Yeah.
So
Eventually,
it's modern shogi prevent the attack from happening. Gotcha.
yeah, eventually black will play b5 or
Mm-hmm.
d5. That's one of the freeing moves, but it's going to be very time consuming. So black will be able to do that after 20 moves or so, usually. Okay? But we'll not talk about that today.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, we will spend an entire day talking about openings.
I mean,
Okay, so
it's
queen takes
enough of an
d4.
introduction, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So after queen takes d4, knight c6, like we were saying earlier, this is a matter of personal preference, style, and I've actually prepared this. Let's see, where did I prepare up to? Okay. Knight c3, knight c3, knight f6, and bishop g5. So before the game, I actually had about maybe 30, 40 minutes to prepare. And in the database, I was able to find just one game. There weren't that many games played by her because like she's not like a super strong player. If they are like title players, then there's like many games. But if you're like anywhere below 2100 or 2000, you don't really have that many games. But I used this as a sample. So after bishop g5, there was one game where her opponent, his name is Daniel Wrench. He's like the main guy from chess.com.
I have no
He played
idea.
against her, and then it went something like this. Yeah, and then I like looked at the game, briefly, but I didn't really like this position for black.
Wait, isn't the pawn hanging right now if we would take it with the queen?
Oh, wait, let me see. Let me see if I got it right. No, this is correct.
The
Well,
f6
if
pawn.
queen, rook a d1. Okay, so if queen takes, I think this is very dangerous because after rook g8, black can play bishop g7, and the knight's being attacked.
Gotcha. All right, so it's
Yeah,
slightly
so
defended by the rook escape.
yeah, so white is losing time with its queen. It's like going from queen on d4 to f6, and it has to go back. Whereas black will be able to, bring out the pieces, maybe bishop e7, castle, and then double the rooks on
Time
the g
Zombie
file.
is asking some questions in the chat. I have no idea what he's asking for about, but maybe you understand, Paul.
Okay, so Danny is like Karolina's manager now, right? Maybe. I'm sure. Like, I mean, Karolina. I think during the World Championship match where Carlsen was playing against Nepo, like Karolina was invited to analyze with Wrench and Grandmaster Robert Hess, and I'm sure there's like some kind of camaraderie going on between them. So you're right. Danny might be Karana's manager. You never know. Maybe it is secret Karana prep.
So where
Yeah.
were we? Queen a5 was the game you saw, right? The database game. So
Yeah,
do you
but
just like check it during the tournament? How does it work? Are there computers or?
yeah. So basically, it depends on the tournament. But this tournament, I had about 30 to 45 minutes, minutes to prepare
Yeah.
before my round, and I get the notifications in my inbox, email, or on my phone. And during that time, I'm like in my hotel room, or I'm like somewhere else. Like I'm not in the tournament playing hall.
So
And
then you
then
can
once I
check
get
it online. Gotcha.
Yeah, and once I get that notification, I run to my hotel room, I open up my tablet, and then I start analyzing. Like seriously, that's all I do.
Gotcha.
Prepare for my
Interesting.
prepare for my opponent, and most of the players they do that. Yeah, these days.
Yeah, in pro games, you rather know who's next in the ladder, so you can assume like, oh, if I win against this person today, I'm gonna have to play this person in the afternoon. But yeah, it's one of two, I guess. So you can kind of guess. But yeah, there isn't much time to prepare. Maybe 30 minutes type of. But also the Shogi world is smaller. Pro Shogi world is smaller, so I guess we all know each other anyway. But
You're
yeah,
right.
interesting. So you didn't play the queen, did you?
Yeah, I didn't play the queen. Oh, just so I wanted to mention one thing. This is a Swiss system. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Swiss pairing system, but you have like so many participants. Yeah, usually you do Swiss system, not round robin. If there's like a lot of people, like more, let's say more than
Well,
10.
Paul, if you were more active on our Discord, you would know that we have started registration for our own Swiss system tournament.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so you do know about it.
Of course, I know. I organize tournaments
Okay,
in this. Yeah.
yeah.
But
So
anyway, I wanted to mention because you could also join our Shogi tournament.
oh yeah,
It's
okay, yeah, I
yeah.
will consider that.
Consider, gotcha.
But in the higher levels, there are round robin tournaments, and then the pairings will be no. You actually the pairings are not posted in a no. Some of the tournaments are posted in advance.
No,
But
I know
there's
how it works. Like you play Swiss, you play one round, and you have pairings. Then the round starts, and you have new pairings. So you don't
yeah.
know exactly who you're playing.
So for round robin, like let's say if I were to play in a round robin, I would prepare at home like for like a good 1 month, and then I think I'll be ready. I don't have to do that like before the round. But in this kind of tournament, there's always a lot of pressure. Like I get very nervous before each round.
And this preparation calms you down, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. So going back, so instead of Queen A5, I was preparing E6 against for my opponent, and she played Queen D3. Interesting. Okay. Now, what I had anticipated was castle. Yeah, usually like in these types of positions, white can castle king side, but in this type of position, white will usually castle queen side and start attacking on the king side with pawn storms. So bishop e7, I'm just going to give you a sample line. Rook he1, castle, and let's say if like queen goes to d2, h6. This is actually a mistake. Bishop h4. Okay, this is going to be my first puzzle to you.
Okay.
Why is this mistake?
Right. Meantime, let me say thank you, Data Hacks and Lucifer for the following. Okay, let me see. Well, I can see the knight jump that attacks the queen, but then it's not like we're gaining much, are we?
So instead of bishop h4, bishop f4 was the better reply. But why is bishop h4 a mistake?
I have no idea for now. I mean, the only move I would consider for now is this one, but it doesn't seem convincing to me.
Doesn't seem convincing. Okay, well, basically, it's really hard to like believe that it's a mistake. But like, let me just show it to you.
Okay.
Okay, so after bishop h4, knight takes, bishop takes. Okay, queen takes, rook takes, bishop e7, and rook d1. Okay.
Wait, knight. Oh,
and
never mind.
and black is better. Oh yeah, the knight's protected by the rook.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I was thinking. I don't know if you can see me moving the pieces.
No, I can.
This no, like.
Yeah, you okay? So you could do that. Okay, then so I'll play black. I'll take your queen. I think this is a lot worse.
Because you take 2.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna take your bishop. Okay. And let's see, what's the damage? So I won a pawn, but then you have 3 pawn islands, and then one of the pawn islands you have a double isolated pawn,
I see.
And you will eventually lose that pawn.
Okay. So you're saying this, and then the knight takes actually take this.
Yeah.
So you're saying we don't take this bishop again.
Well, yeah. Let's see. Let me think.
Because the knight is under double attack, right? If we take it.
Yeah, queen takes knight. Yeah, and then if knight takes pawn, then you're gonna have to deal with that pin, rook d8, and it's gonna be really hard to get that knight back into the game. Not just that, the pawn on g2, h2 are weak. Probably not. You don't take the pawn on g2 because then that will open up the g file. So queen takes h2. There would be better.
All right. So where were we? This move would be a mistake.
Yeah.
But this is a whole variation to explain something what we are explaining. Why do we castle on the queen side? And there is some example you wanted to show me.
Yeah, I wanted to show you this because
right.
This is a good I think a lesson. Usually, like in a lot of Sicilian types of positions, you will face this kind of tactic.
This
and
is chess, my dear viewer. This is chess. This is nothing to do with shogi, but shogi is another game, and I don't know why would it be slow.
Just to speed up the process. Okay, the reason why this is better for black is because, or actually, let me ask you that question. Maybe you might know the answer.
The bishop pair?
Yeah, bishop pair. Okay, so what was I saying earlier about the bishop pair?
When are they better good? In the open position. Woo!
Good. So this is open position. It's not locked at all. Okay, and what else? There's one other thing that makes this position.
We have this central pawn.
Okay, good. Center pawn. Okay, and white doesn't have a center pawn. Okay, and then one more reason.
One more reason. Well, I can think of the fact that this knight seem to be rather pinned to each other or something.
Yeah, but that's kind of related to the bishop pair. So it's not.
But maybe the fact that we have those 2 lines open.
That's correct. Yeah. Okay. So black will have the open C file. D file not so much because white is contesting it, but the C file. Yeah, black will.
Right in front of the king looks very appealing. Yeah.
Yes, and that's usually very common in the Sicilian Dragon. Yeah, where black attacks along the.
So should you castle the king on the queen side? Yeah, but then you don't have attack on the. I see. So it's like a minus that you have to deal with as white.
Oh yeah, that's a very good logic right there. So you're absolutely right. So if white castles king side, then there's no attack. Then black would have all the fun because black would have the center pawns, and black would start the attack along the C file because white has the pawn on C2, but black doesn't. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay, so going back.
Is it like black? No, but white is bad because of the queen move, perhaps to begin with. Okay. It seems like in this variation we didn't have any good fighting variation, but I think that's because we lost the tempo with the queen in the opening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But it's actually interesting, so I prepared all of that. But then she played queen d3, and what do you think her idea was behind the queen d3 move?
Queen d3. Okay. Well, to attack maybe the h6 pawn after you.
Without looking at the next move, but yeah.
Okay. I'm not looking, but I'm distracted by the chat. Chat says that as a Go player, I have to make fun from chess. Well, you don't have to. I, for example, like both of the games, and it's fine to like both of them at the same time. The bishop pair already winning advantage now. Yeah, we are arrived at that point, Time Zombie.
Yes, yeah. So just to like confirm, like I've talked with like a lot of my coaches, they all like the bishop pair. So that isn't a big advantage.
Hege says, depends on the variation. Close Sicilian, white can dominate the center with f4 even if they castle inside, and I think this is the first variation that we saw today. The rook pawn push. Yeah, we saw this variation today. And then there's some discussion about mods, but it doesn't concern you, Paul. So we can just continue. The question was why the queen is on d3. What's the idea behind it?
Yes, yeah. What is the idea behind it?
Well, the simplest idea I see is like e5 to maybe open the queen diagonal on the corner, but there is no quick attack yet.
Yeah, that usually works if you have the light square bishop and you have the queen.
Oh yeah, we don't have. Yeah,
you don't have the light square bishop. See, that's one of the reasons why I tend to value the bishop pair.
Is there a tactic or is it more like strategical?
It's very strategical.
So
yes.
I guess like we can make a battery on the d file, and now that queen is further away, it can be done safely. I don't know.
Or okay, here's a hint. Okay, so white move back the queen so that white can put like another piece there.
Okay, wait, let me see where the queen was. I forgot already. Here. Where the knight, right? So.
Yeah, correct. Okay. So the knight goes to d4 and attack the bishop. So I'm not sure if the knight should like take the bishop like like few moves later, but the point is to get the knight to the center. Because
and
the
delete
knight,
the bishop pair, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, so once the knight is at the center, remember the octopus having the 8 legs?
Yeah, the octopus knight. Yeah. I love
Okay,
this reference. Okay, gotcha. It's a very scary octopus.
Yeah, but then, my question would be, this is a question to my coach. Why would white go into this variation and not play knight takes d4 right away?
The octopus.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, it is a line, but I think that's the reason why queen takes d4 is hardly played, because knight takes d4, is the most challenging one. But then again, I don't know why, that variation is acceptable, because there are a lot of like strong players that play it. So there must be a good reason why.
Maybe we can ask computer sensei.
Yeah. So queen d3. But it's still balanced. So it's not like white is winning, black is winning. Okay, so here I just continued on with my development. And I played queen a5 here. I could have played queen c7. Yeah, and then castle. Okay, but I played queen a5, and there was a reason behind that. What do you think? Why do you think I played queen a5?
Psychological warfare. No, she played that game before against this queen and she lost. No.
Well, it is very similar, but I at this point, because the variation is different, I decided to improvise a little bit. And in that game, yeah, she did lose, but it's like very different from this game.
So you have some logical reason for playing this move, not?
Yeah.
Well, you're putting pressure on the bishop, and if it's exchange, you have a bishop pair.
Excuse me?
You're putting a pressure on the bishop, and if the bishop exchange with the knight, you have a bishop pair and you're happy or something.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, yeah, that is correct. Yeah. Okay, but do you think white would just voluntarily take the knight?
Well, no. Now you're putting the pressure, right? On the...
Yeah. So, like, I'll give you one variation because I analyzed this before. Okay. So after f4, okay. Usually, like white would have 2 pawns in the center. Otherwise, I mean, white's not doing anything. And then castle, and rook fc8. And this is where I stop. Black is slightly better because of the fact that black has an attack on this b file, and black has the 2 bishops. Now you might ask, okay, well, why not knight takes bishop? Okay, well, now white gave up his active knight for the bishop on
Not the
c6
octopus knight. Yeah.
Was a little I wouldn't really say it was active, the bishop on c6. Like the knight was more active than the bishop. So then I won that exchange.
Yeah.
And now I'm putting pressure on the knight.
Definitely.
And I'll bring the rook and double up on the c file. White is in big trouble.
Yes, it's unstoppable.
Okay, so that is the reason why white will not voluntarily take the knight. Okay, so what do you think white should play here in this position?
Run away.
Run away, okay. Or what about f4?
Okay, f4. I mean, this is the move that white would like to play to have an attack, right?
Yeah,
so it's
right?
Like they gain the move, yeah.
So what you can do is like white can, defend and attack at the same time. So this is like a multi-purpose move. What do you think?
Yeah, interesting. But didn't we also say it weakens the king position?
Yeah, that's what I thought, during the game. But there's a reason why this is bad. And why do you think this is a bad move?
Oh, wait, this pawn is hanging, no?
Okay, good. Okay, you got it. Yeah. Because the knight, it's being pinned.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, very good. Okay. So after that, you know what white has to do. There's only one move.
Well, go somewhere along this line.
Yep, bishop d2.
Gotcha.
Correct. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, the questions that I'm asking are not too difficult. But
no.
It's
silly that I don't see it and that you have to ask me those questions. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So bishop d2. Then I brought back my queen back to c7, because if not, like let's say I just leave the queen there, then white can harass my queen by playing knight d5, and then getting rid
pair
of
is gone. Yeah.
So I want to preserve my bishop pair.
But what if they do this and this? You're happy with the draw, right?
With the draw, where?
If they move the bishop back and you move the queen up.
Oh no! This is a different position.
Is it,
Carol? Yeah.
Oh,
because
it is. Gotcha.
You know what I did? I gained the tempo.
Gotcha. No, I thought the queen was on c7, but it was actually on d8. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. It was on d8. So I gained the tempo with that maneuver.
Gotcha.
Okay. So and after castle, let's see, a6. And I wasn't really too concerned with knight takes c6 here, because I can. You know why? Okay. What do you think my reasoning was during the game? Would I take it back with the queen or with the pawn?
The queen, right?
No, with the pawn.
No.
Okay, the reason why you can take it with the queen, but taking with the pawn is better, because then you have 3 pawns in the center.
Ooh, I was thinking about attacking the king head and keeping the c line open.
I'm just gonna make a random move like after this, and I would be very happy if white takes the pawn like this. Then I'll have 2 pawns in the center.
Makes sense.
Okay, but of course white's not gonna do that. If I do that, then white will play something like this, but then I'll have like this nice pawn chain.
Wait, but the pawn is hanging.
Yeah, in the pawn's hanging too. Yeah. It was just an example. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So not just that, I also have open B file too. I can put pressure. Obviously, the pawn in A6 is hanging, but eventually
Yeah.
I'll be able to attack along the b file. Okay. By the way, I forgot to mention she castled short.
Mm-hmm.
That was a mistake.
Oh.
Yeah, she was supposed to castle queenside and start attacking on the king side, because if she, like I said earlier, like if white castles king side, in some of these Sicilian positions, like, I mean, where's white's attack?
Well, we talked about the F4 pawn, no?
Yeah, f4, yeah, f4, g4. White would have to like weaken that, but it's too overextending, especially in this position because of the bishop on c6. In some positions it's fine, but not in this position.
I see, but even if they go queenside, doesn't seem like you're worse. It seems like maybe you gain too much tempo in the opening still.
Yeah, but it's still like a game after queenside castle. Like let's say queenside castle, and then I would probably play a6 because I don't want knight b5, and then they will play something like, I don't know, does g4 work? Maybe rook g1. No, not rook g1. f4 probably. f4, and let's say castle, and then g4.
Mm-hmm. I see. That seems very scary, having so many pawns in
Yeah,
front of the
and
king.
then just sacrifice the
Yeah.
pawn on g2. I'm not really too sure what the evaluation is, but this is very strong for white.
Gotcha. So the queenside was clearly more offensive
Yes, much more offensive. Like
because
with
it
the king
takes
side,
time to like access that king. But here, yeah, all the pieces are on the other side of the board, right?
correct. Yeah. So I felt like she lost her advantage a bit. So I was okay. A4 is a good move because if she doesn't play that, then I will play b5, b4, and then I'll put like pressure on the e4 pawn.
Yep.
So a4 was a good move, preventing b5. Then I castle. I eventually have to castle, so I castled f4. Yeah, so usually in these types of positions against a Sicilian, white would want to connect the pawn e4 and f4 usually. Okay. And there's a reason why f4 is usually good in these types of positions. And why is that?
Because you can pressure the enemy's position with pawn pushes and activating
Well,
the rook.
yeah, you can like disrupt. Let's see, like maybe not right now, but like white can play e5 and then force like black to go back, with the knight. Let's
Yeah.
say f4. Let's say it's okay, I'll just play some moves. Okay, rook here, so that the e pawn is supported. Rook c8. Okay, e5 now. And let's say knight goes to e4. Then I think pawn takes pawn, bishop takes, and knight e4.
Yeah, but basically you are contesting the center somewhat.
Yeah. Yeah, contesting a center, but don't you think white's pieces are much more active than it was before?
Well, yeah, there are two octopus knights now, so that's even more
Yeah.
terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, more terrifying. Yeah, and then white can get rid of this bishop. So probably like the bishop would like retreat here, and then maybe knight takes. Maybe not knight takes, like c4. Okay, and then the knight has to move.
Yes, so now all the pieces are pushed back. Don't you make a
Yeah,
double pawn here?
like you know what I mean? Yeah, knight takes knight. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be bad. Yeah, so this is actually really good for white.
Yeah, it makes sense now. Now that you've pushed all those pieces away, now I can agree white is more active.
Yeah, and like let's say if knight goes back, it's pretty much the same thing. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes, and then maybe you can play like knight e4 or something. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually don't really know. Maybe knight takes bishop would be better. But whatever the case, white is much more active.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the reasoning behind f4. Okay.
Now it looks more
But-
scary, yeah.
But because white can't push e5 yet, I still have some time.
Mm-hmm.
And here I played b6 because I wanted to bring back the bishop.
What if they take it
But-
now?
No, they didn't take it. But this is actually bad. I was supposed to play bishop d7. This is better according to the engine. Yeah, because it preserves the bishop.
Mhm.
a5, rook ac8, king h1, and rook fe8. And black is slightly better.
Gotcha.
Because what black is going to do now, Carol, is going to play like
queens.
e5.
Oh, no, here, okay.
Yeah, e5, kick the knight, and then bring back the bishop there.
Ooh.
Let's say e5, pawn takes, and then like knight here. Then I think, yeah, I'm not really too sure. You gotta time the e5 push, yeah, at a certain point. I don't think you should do it too quickly. But usually in Sicilian, black has to play e5. Otherwise, white would get the big center and suffocate black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So going back to this position. Okay, f4. b6 was a bad move because of f5. I'm trying to figure out what black should do after knight takes bishop, because you raised an interesting point.
Pawn push also looks like a good move, so we can just concentrate on that.
Yeah, I think that's a better move, because then you're putting a lot of pressure on this. Because if you just, let's say, trade this, then white gave up its active piece, right?
Yeah, but if we were talking that your advantage lies in the bishop pair and that you wanted to preserve it by pushing the b pawn, you don't preserve it kind of because they can take it.
No.
But it gives them time, to attack as well. So both of those options.
Right. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, New Galaxy. Nimi is asking a question, by the way. How do you practice chess problems usually? Is it a good chunk of challenging problems or a gazillion moderate level problems? Nimi recently asked us on server whenever he should buy the 5 moves to my book, because he wanna solve a lot of easy problems. But I personally think it's better to solve challenging problems. What do you think, Paul?
Before I thought that working on simple problems like the maiden 1, maiden 2, maiden 3 is more effective, because you wanna motivate yourself, because if you get bored, then you won't improve as fast.
Exactly.
But I recently, after training with my coach, I feel a little bit different. I think it's more important to do difficult puzzles, and you wanna treat those problems as if you're in a tournament. Because otherwise, when you're in a tournament situation and then you're faced with a position where it requires a lot of variations, calculations, if you haven't trained yourself before, you won't be able to do it in a tournament situation.
Yeah, you have to make those brain wrinkles.
And I've struggled. Yeah, many games. It was so complicated, and I just played purely by intuition, and then I got slaughtered.
Yeah, Meili says that in Go we typically mix hard and easy tsume Go. Easy tsume to build accurate intuition, hard tsume to build deeper reading. I think that's somewhat accurate. But I think most, because of Nimi's level, he's done player. I think he should he already has the intuition, so he should concentrate on the deeper reading, building, rather than retraining his intuition. Yeah, I mean, it's a good warm-up to solve short tsume, but that isn't supposed to be the training for stronger players.
You know what my opinion is, Carol? So when Meili Inhua was saying something about hard and easy tsume.
Yeah.
That hard tsume can be, like the problems, the studies that you do for chess, and then the intuition to build that. You can just play blitz games or bullet games, but I wouldn't recommend blitz games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that way you work on your tactics. When you have not so much time on the clock.
Makes sense. Yeah. So hope it answers Nimi's question. And here we are analyzing your mistake of pushing the b6 pawn. Right?
Yeah. Okay. So she played a really good move, f5, but that's very common theme, in these types of positions. So it's not like it's an amazing move. It's, that's what the position calls for. Okay. So after f5, bishop d7, king h1. I played h6. This is not really a good move.
Okay.
Okay. But can I back up just a little bit, because this is very important. I could have played after f5, e5. Okay, so here's another puzzle for you. This one is more positional. Why is e5 a bad move?
I was considering that, and I think there is simply a knight jump to fork your... No, it doesn't work, does it? Position. I mean... For me, the d6 pawn looked weird.
Yeah, it's a backward pawn.
Yeah, so just that, I'm like, oh, that's probably obvious to Paul, so he's not mentioning this variation. That was my first. But yeah, that was my question. One of the, take. What if we take...
No, if you have any doubts, doesn't matter what position or game it is, you gotta ask me. That way you get better.
Then I will have to ask you later what if the e6 pawn is taken, but we will get there later.
Okay.
I mean, okay, if we take the bishop, our active knight is deleted, so probably we don't want to do that. And the reason why you played the h6 pawn is because you're afraid of the bishop on g5, perhaps?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I think you're getting it somewhat. You're close.
But the knight is under attack, so... what if we delete the bishop pair and then pin your knight to the bishop or something?
Let me just make one move. Okay. Then I think it'll be easier. Okay. So by doing that, black has conceded a square.
Yeah. I mean, I know that we can take the bishop and jump to d5, but I don't know if it's good enough.
Okay, so maybe you can get rid of the defending piece.
Oh, okay. So take the bishop, attack the knight, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, you got it. Okay, so knight
cool.
takes, queen takes, bishop g5.
Got it.
And let's say black does something like this. Okay. Bishop takes, and then rook f2.
Yeah, protected.
Guarding c2, and then after that, white jumps the knight to d5, and it's completely winning. That's where you have a good knight versus a bad bishop.
Gotcha. All right. It's not like winning immediately, but strategically speaking, completely winning. Gotcha.
Yes. Strategically, black is busted. Yeah.
High bouncing across. Chess tempo. All right. Wait, Nimu, when is your birthday though? And what decision? Now I'm scared. We're helping Nimu with his purchase decision for his birthday. Yeah, green screen. Woo! Look, it breaks my shogi cup bouncing. It's not a... I was like, today I'm gonna show off my shogi cup. Yeah. Is this even live? If it's live, touch your nose. Yeah, I think it's live. All right, where were we? So the
Bishop d7. So I retreated the bishop back to d7 so
wait,
that I
but you
can protect
showed
the
me
pawn.
the h6 pawn, so it was after
Oh,
that,
oh
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so after f5, I showed you e5,
Yeah.
but then first I played bishop d7 because I didn't want to lose my pawn on e6. I can't play h6 yet. Like if I play h6, then the
Yes,
pawn.
but my question is, what after the bishop we do it anyway? Like, does it break your position if they take that pawn?
Oh, you mean after pawn takes pawn?
Yeah.
You mean here?
Yeah.
Oh, I would like this position for black. You know, it's important to like as a stronger player to keep the tension as long as possible, just like shogi. You don't want to really relieve the tension. So by doing this, by white clarifying the position, this is easier to play for black.
Okay, I guess our e4 pawn really is lonely right now. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas this, you know, you never know when white will take the pawn on e6. You have to keep that in mind. Maybe white will play e5, and you know the f pawn will just push to f6. You never know what white
Yeah,
is going to be doing with the f pawn.
makes
Okay.
sense. Nimu is saying that his birthday is on 25th of January and he will getting Tsube books. He wants to get 10 books. This is why he was thinking of simple books. But I think, Nimu, you really should buy the more difficult ones. Hey, thank you for the follow, Blind Spotter. Can I make a digression for Nimu a little bit, Paul?
Yeah, sure.
Like, there are those really cool books. I don't know if you can get them easily online, but like Tsume in 15 or like Tsume with in their positions. I think you would enjoy. You're a person who likes to think. Not gonna find it now. Just see if I find it. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, like there's very difficult summer problems, like by Kanigawa. Like those cool looking books, you know. Like a little bit more expensive, but much better quality. And one of the other ones. Yeah, basically that's one other one by Ito Sensei with all the problems are like in between drop problems, and it really helps you with your reading ability. So I would recommend those type of books instead. Hi, you're new to streaming, welcome. Buy at least one more difficult one so that you don't start getting habit of dealing. Yeah. All right, Paul, sorry for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries.
I just realized I
Okay.
clipped my microphone as I was doing that. Hopefully,
Okay,
Mimi
so
heard what I said.
going back to the position.
Yep.
So she played king h1, and then I played h6, and I kind of regretted it playing h6 afterwards because it's a weakening move. But I wanted to prevent the bishop from coming to g5.
Cannot we just take it with the bishop?
Oh yeah, I would. But yeah, that's the reason why I played h6. But if I didn't, then I was just afraid, you know, that white will play bishop g5.
Yeah, but cannot they take h6 with the bishop and then like make a check with the queen and expose you somehow?
Oh, that question. Okay, yeah, that too. Actually, yeah, good point. Good point. Okay, I wanted to ask you something. Okay. She played b3. Okay, there was a move that she missed. What should she have played here? Okay, here's another puzzle. Okay, now this is gonna be a long variation, so this is not easy. But this is not a positional tactic. It's more like a tactic, like calculation. Very dynamic. This is the kind of puzzle that you like to solve.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's okay, Nimu. You can ask those questions. Absolutely fine.
I mean, cannot we take the e6 pawn?
Okay, but it has to be much more convincing.
And then
Yeah.
pawn takes. And then we take the knight with the rook, and then they take it with the bishop, and then we take the h6, which makes threats on the king, but I'm not sure if it's convincing enough. Probably not. Well, we could bring the other rook to attack the bishop as well.
And this is what both of us missed.
Okay.
Which goes back to what I said earlier. I regret playing the h6 move. Which is kind of similar. Which is kind of related to what you were saying earlier.
Wait, you
about
can just play the queen to g3, no?
Yeah, but then I just moved my king to h7.
h7?
Yeah, or h8. Probably h7.
Okay, maybe that's enough.
So you're saying, oh, queen h3. Sorry, oh, my pawn is being attacked. Sorry, I forgot.
No.
So after,
I was thinking g, but yeah.
oh, queen g3. Okay,
Yeah.
so if queen g3, then I think I can just what should I do here? Just move the king to h7.
Couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Follow up. There has to be something connected to the pressure we're talking about. Maybe there's something connected to e5. Maybe we just take e6. Maybe there's just super tactic, sacrificing the bishop. Maybe the knight will jump. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really elaborate on what you said, because I wanted you to do this puzzle because it's related to that. So that's a hint.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you were looking at bishop takes h6. What if white does that?
h6, well, pawn
Related to that.
takes. Pawn takes, right? Queen check, king runs somewhere. No idea where. Probably
Okay, well,
f8 something.
queen g3 check is not the move. There's another queen check somewhere. That's a hint.
So we're talking about this move, right? This. And then you're checking me there's a different check.
Yeah, different check. I'm giving you a big hint. You'll be able to find it.
Very confused.
Without that hint, I'm sure you'll be able to find it, but probably like 5 to 10 minutes. But you should be able to find it in the next minute or so.
I'm confused. How do you mean older check?
Yeah, so instead of queen g3, you can also check the king. Okay, it's a queen check, but you have to do something. There's a between move.
I mean, we could take the e6 pawn before that or something, but to open the king line to the rook influence.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work. What about this square? I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
No, that's a big hint right there. That's a huge hint. That with the queen check.
I don't understand that. that point? I don't understand that point. You're saying something about chat sets, or?
Yeah, it's very close. I think bouncing across is getting it, but
I wasn't reading the chats.
Okay. But there's one other thing that he's missing. Yeah, okay. I think bouncing across got the answer. So bishop takes 8-6 is correct. G takes 8-6. And then what were you considering after that?
I'm taking this.
Okay, so that's correct. And then there's F takes, which is not as good as bishop takes.
I don't know. I was thinking about the check.
No, not there. You want to get the queen to G6. Like every move counts. Like if you go queen G3, then the king can like escape to like,
Then
let's say,
push and go here directly.
yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's the move. Okay, so bishop takes, F takes, G takes, pawn takes. This is all forced. Okay, bishop takes is better, but we'll look at that after. E5, very crushing. So let's say D takes E5. Okay, then what do you think White should do here?
Well, check.
Okay, queen G6. Okay, and then what happens if, like, let's say king H8?
H8. We could also eat another pawn.
Yeah, that helps. Okay, and then let's say knight H7.
Then we can bring our rook here.
Yeah, and that's game over. Okay, good. Okay, what if instead of knight H7, king G8?
G8. Well, I was thinking of like exchanging rook for 2 pieces or something like that, but
You can, but I think there's something stronger. You want to use the rook and trade the 2 pieces when you have a check.
well, then
That way
check
you get
again,
another.
right?
Okay, yeah. Okay, and what if the king goes to H8?
Then you bring the rook.
Okay, good. You got that. Okay, good. Okay, what if the king goes to F8?
Then you make a check.
You could, but there's another strong move.
Then you
can bring more pieces in action.
more pieces in action.
Yeah. So
Bring the knight
instead
here?
of you got it.
Okay.
Okay. So hopefully that wasn't too hard. So let's look at the variation we were looking at. So if king here, queen takes, knight here, rook F7, and black can't defend H7 or G7. Okay. And this is for the viewers, of course. So after queen there, king here, queen there, king here, don't bring up the rook yet. You want to just force the king. Yeah, check. And then if the king is in the corner, then you bring the rook there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
now that I saw it, it's much obvious, but
yeah. And then here you just take it with the knight.
Yeah, like
much
the only troubling part for me was that our knight was under attack, but I guess their king is so unsafe that I don't even have to consider it.
Yeah. Now, that was pawn takes.
Bishop takes.
But we didn't look at bishop takes. But bishop takes also leads to very similar. Let's see.
So we take and push. No?
Bishop takes. Okay, so yeah, knight takes. It's very similar. F takes. And then push. Yeah, you're right. And then if pawn takes pawn, then queen here.
Yep.
Yeah, very similar. So let's say e5, bishop f8.
We just
and then
got this pawn or this knight.
Takes.
Yeah, I don't know.
E takes and rook takes e6.
Rook takes, not the pawn takes. Okay, interesting.
Alright, rook takes e6. Yeah, game over. Because now you have like all kinds of stuff. Like
wait,
knight
I blinked. Wait, takes here. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. and you have like queen here, or you have rook here. You don't want to maybe cash in with queen there yet, because there's queen g7. So I think rook takes e6 is what the computer engine is saying, and then knight d5. There's like too many light square weaknesses.
The queen versus queen, that makes me like, it's like an aha moment. I see you want to keep the pressure without giving the pressure of a check, which is kind of funny. Gotcha. What if they put, but I mean, if they put the rook here right now?
Rook, okay, then I think you can, let's see, that's actually a good point. Then just go, yeah, rook there, then knight d5.
So
and then,
yeah.
And even if your attack doesn't work, you have c4, and then it's basically what we talked about, a good knight versus bad bishop.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just that rook was threatening some nasty checks, right? So if that's defended with the knight, it should be fine. All right.
Okay, so that's what my opponent missed. Bishop takes h6, x-fam. But she played b3. But it's really hard to see, right? Yeah, and then now she doesn't get.
It is.
Now she doesn't get the chance. Now this is where I start fighting. Okay, so I'm gonna go pretty fast here, because this is very straightforward. Bishop c6. That's a very good move, because if not, let's say the pawn on c2 is guarded. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's just make a move for black. Okay, takes. I don't want to get this position. Yeah, and I'm just saying if the c2 pawn is guarded, and then c4. Okay, this is not as good as this position. So just want to show you the difference. Here, then this is good for black, because this is no longer a weakness. Yeah, this structure.
So even though black has the same position, it's white structure that makes it a weakness. Interesting.
Yeah, because like in the other position, rook here.
Yeah, the
here,
queen is not blocked. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no pawn on d5.
Yeah,
and this is a backward pawn.
So like we block our own pieces' mobility, making our opponent stronger, actually, on that fight. It happened to me a few months ago, actually, to have very similar position, where I blocked all my pieces using my own pawn, and I was like, that's fine, I can always sacrifice it, but turns out this is not shogi, and those pawns are really hard to get rid of, and the opponent won't be nice to take them. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Okay, I play queen b7. My plan now is to play b5 and b4. Okay, so now I'm getting that like typical Sicilian play on the queen side.
Yeah.
Okay, now so she went in, and then guess what? What do you think I did?
Take the knight with the which
the knight or the bishop? Okay, not with the knight, because this knight, served as a big defending piece for the king. Yes. You need the knight there.
So the bishop, right?
Yeah. And the bishop is not doing anything. So the bishop pair is not good here, because
it's a closed position.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, it's a closed
I
position.
don't see how it's closed, though. It looks very open to me, but...
Oh, well, actually, it's closed. Because, I mean, like, the bishop is, like, blocked behind the pawns. This bishop is blocked behind these pawns. It's not open. Yeah. Okay.
So we're getting rid of the liability and make sure the queen doesn't retake on d5. Pretty good feeling.
Yeah, so like instead of like me going for the bishop pair, I went with a different strategy. I don't need the bishop pair. I wanted the pawn on d5 to get rid of the weakness on d6. Gotcha. Now this is no longer weakness. Now I have this open c file, and then this pawn on d5 is more like a liability. I might be able to win it.
Yeah. That's my first thought.
Well, first I have to fix this pawn on c2. Okay. Which I did.
To fix?
Let's say, yeah, fix. Let's say she does c4. Let's say.
She has to fix it. Okay, gotcha.
Pawn play. I'll play queen here and attacking these two pawns.
Mm-hmm. Looking good.
Yeah. Okay. So she can't really play c4. But if she doesn't play c4, then I just play b4.
Mm-hmm.
Now she will never be able to connect these pawns together.
So now it's exact opposite situation from what you had with the d6 pawn. His c2 pawn is now like very pressured. Cool.
Yes. So this is where now you start to realize how strong this rook on the semi-open c file is.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strong. Okay, and the reason why she played rook to g1, what was her reasoning?
Wait, she actually played this one?
Yeah, so going back, so she played there, and then I played b4. Yeah, what was her reasoning? Why do you think she played that move? Which is kind of obvious.
Is it?
I mean, it is pretty weird.
I mean, indirectly, there is a queen looking at the king, but...
Yeah.
Is it obvious, though?
So maybe she felt that the d5 pawn, this one here, is well guarded by the queen and the rook.
Yeah.
So she didn't think that there's no threat along this diagonal. So she thought that she could play g4, g5, and open up the g file.
Oh no, but I don't feel that's true.
Yeah, okay.
I understand. Yeah, like she put the rook behind the pawn in order to push the pawn, but I'm like, there's a queen here. There's no option. She played that for that reason, and you're telling me that's the reason. I cannot agree with that.
I mean, then why did she play rook g1? There has to be a reason.
I don't know. She wanted to be smoldered mated. I don't know.
Smoldered mated? No. Okay. Yeah, no, but usually, in most games like I've seen, if they play rook g1, there's only one reason.
I see.
g4, g1. Yeah, usually.
Okay, gotcha. That was my intuition that I didn't trust. Yeah.
No, but your intuition is correct, because I was like, why did she play rook g1? Because it just didn't make sense. Like, she won't be able to start off with her attack.
I mean,
what do you think?
All I'm looking now is to put my knight on g4 and then make a check on the queen and then take the bishop to go for the smoldered mate. That's all my brain is now thinking.
Okay, well, can't do that yet. Okay, you gotta go take baby steps. So my first
wait, baby step, you're threatening mate in one move.
No, I know, but then she'll be able to guard it. So what you have to do is you have to do indirect path. Yeah.
Okay, but what happened? Path. What happened if you go now?
Okay, so knight there. I would just attack the knight, like let's say queen f3.
So you give up on the defense on this file in the center, no?
Oh, sorry, I can't do that because the c pawn. Okay. Then I will. Oh yeah, this is a problem. Know, but... Okay. Yeah, maybe go back with the rook there. No, that can't be. I don't know. Then what's the whole point of going to rook g1?
Yeah, maybe now the knight is hanging and you can. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and then you can kick the knight.
Gotcha. All right, let's go with that reasoning. So you're taking a different approach here, right?
Yeah. So I wanted to go slow. So obviously I want to do that, but then I wanted to go after her other weaknesses first. Mm-hmm. So in this position, where are her weaknesses?
Yeah.
Besides, okay.
Here. Here.
And then good. Okay, so which pawn did I go after first? You think?
First.
Yeah, the one on C2 or D5. Which one is easier to win?
This one.
Yeah. Well, why is that? What?
Because that rook
What should I
cannot
play here?
help with defense of this pawn, and
Okay.
I would play this. Or
Well,
yeah.
okay, that's okay. But I wanted the rook here on the C file. I don't want to take the pawn. I want this rook,
About
here.
this one.
You can think of this like a kill shot, the lance.
Yeah.
The rook is well placed here at the very, in the initial rank. Better than having the rook over here on C5. So it's better to use this rook.
Okay.
And then you take.
Gotcha.
Okay, so rook A5, C4, and obviously you have to know this rule. Okay, take it. Okay, good. You know the en passant rule. Knight takes.
I know it
and
after the last stream. I know.
Okay, queen takes B3. Yeah, there was no way to protect B3 because of the rook on
Yeah. I mean,
B8.
no, it doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay, now she played queen G3, and obviously,
Wait,
what do you do here?
There's some obvious move.
Yeah, obvious move for black.
You sacrifice the rook. No. Yes. No.
What?
No. I mean, there seems to be many moves possible.
Yeah, well, I just made it simple. I just don't want any counterplay, from
Why
white.
don't you just take it here?
What? No, I don't think that works
Here.
because the rook takes, queen takes. Oh. Or what if you go with this?
Or this,
Maybe
yeah.
Maybe that's the winning move.
Yeah.
No, I actually missed this.
What if they
That's
go
the
here,
winning
though?
move. Okay, well, then you can
win
just...
the rook, yeah.
Oh, no, but then the rook is being attacked.
Yep. So my question is, why would that be an obvious move? When you have moves like this?
No, I think obvious move would be... That's not an obvious move. Obvious move would be king h7.
Come on, rook.
Well, I mean, you can, but like most people would like defend, because like here, like black has like many ways, but after defending,
I'm gonna ask computer what's the best move.
Okay, probably rook takes knight.
No, it's the king move it's showing actually.
King h7. Okay, I redeem myself. Okay.
What if I do this? It's actually even if queen takes. We jump with the knight and it goes as we said.
Wow, really?
But yeah, if we go for the line that we did, I guess we just exchange. Oh yeah, we lose the rook actually.
Yeah. I don't think that works.
Yeah, we lost the whole rook. Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
I think we have to take the bishop in that line.
Take the bishop in that line.
Yeah, queen takes... Oh wait, where's our rook?
Yeah, where's our rook? Exactly.
Yeah, no,
so that's the whole point. Yeah. So okay, so the obvious move was really obvious then. Gotcha.
Okay, rook takes knight was
gotcha.
Not... Okay.
Shogi obvious. Yep, shogi obvious moves.
Yeah, maybe shogi obvious moves. Yeah, rook takes knight. Yeah. Okay, so rook b1. Okay, I'm almost done with this. Queen there, and then I took the pawn on f5. Rook b7. Okay, now I think you would like this move.
Knight jump.
What did I play here? Yeah,
yeah.
I know because you wanted to smother me.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Okay, so I didn't have to worry about protecting the bishop, and yeah, she did. The move that she played was very interesting. I mean, and strong. I find it to be like
the queen
a strong...
is hanging you.
Yeah, so... Well, the problem is, I mean, if she takes the queen, then this rook is... Oh wait, no, she can take the queen knight with the knight, and then she can take the rook and then the bishop. Yeah, so this makes it very complicated. I think I messed this up I don't know what the best move is. I didn't check it with the engine, but I played Rook A1. But what do you think, Carol? What do you think I should have played? And then we can check the engine after.
Rook A3.
Rook A3.
Well, wait, that doesn't work. No, I was also thinking about Bishop G attacking the queen. But
Yeah.
like escape the bishop, like escape the pieces with tempo. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Oh my god. I just checked the engine. You know, what do you think the evaluation is? Like, how many, like, points is this for black or white? Well,
looked
black is
winning to you, but judging from your surprised voice, it's gonna be equal.
Oh no, it's not equal. No, it's. Should I tell you? Okay, actually, you can turn on the engine.
Wait, I'm confused because the chat is censoring some words. Fails brilliancy because all this you did all this calculation when king for h7 move is just wonderful already. Yep, bouncing. Yep. For some reason, pretty is a censored word. Interesting. All right. So engine, yeah, black winning.
Yeah,
Rook
it's
to A2.
it's pretty brutal. Minus 8.1. I mean, not just Rook A2, Bishop G5, Rook takes D5. Anything works.
Really?
But I mean, during the game, I didn't think that I was like winning like -8. Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly winning, no?
Yeah, but it's difficult for me. So I thought she played a really good defensive move.
For some reason, there is even move like Rook B5.
Oh, Rook B5.
A Rook taking the pawn in the center, but clearly the A2 is the best.
Yeah, it looks like Rook A2 is best.
Yeah.
Because now I see it. So after Rook A2, yeah, how is she gonna?
The queen goes down. That's it.
Well, if the queen goes there, then doesn't this win?
Yeah, that's what the computer is saying.
But what about like Queen E1? How come that can't be played? Oh, is it because of that?
It showed as the best move. Yeah, briefly.
Oh, I see. Because after king takes, queen here, king here, bishop here. Wow. That is brutal.
Wait, what? We don't have to take the knight, do we? Like, what are we threatening, actually?
Yeah, what are we threatening?
What if I take two? I know it's bad, but just the queen move.
I think we're threatening there. But then what if g4, knight takes g4? Okay. Yeah. That's... Wow. Okay, I totally missed that.
It's very tactical, it seems.
Yeah. I think a lot of shogi players will like this.
Yeah, I have to... Woo, there's too many lines, too many variations. But getting to this position, it's what's fun, right?
Yeah. Okay, so what did I play?
Maybe so Nimio. Are you a creep, Nimio? Are you? Paul, did you hear about The Moon is Beautiful?
No, I haven't.
Phrase in Japanese, no?
Moon is beautiful. Isn't there like a song in Chinese? Moon is beautiful. I'm not sure.
No, it's like tsuki ga kirei desu ne. Like, have you heard about this? No.
No.
It's the ultimate way to show love in Japanese.
Oh, really? Oh.
I was explained by a friend once that there was some either poem or like a piece of literature. Yeah.
A poem or a song.
Yeah, and basically that's Japanese way of expressing love instead of saying directly like I love you. It's more like they're on a walk and he's like, the moon is so beautiful today, and everybody knows he's saying that. Like, I think it was translation actually. Translation maybe that's what it was. It was I love you in English, but then it was translated to that in Japanese.
Interesting. I've said to a girl before, the weather is nice. 天気いいですね. What about that? I hope that doesn't mean I love you in English.
Who knows, right? I sometimes just hate the ambiguity of Japanese language. It's like,
Yeah, I know. Very ambiguous.
yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so anyways, I played Rook A1 instead of the Rook A2 that you suggested.
Mm-hmm.
I think that my reasoning was behind this move was to just get rid of the knight.
Yep.
And then go with the fork.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then she played Queen E2, and I did this. And I just wanted to simplify the position.
Doesn't look simple to me.
No, I mean trading pieces.
Oh,
yeah, I wanted to trade pieces. Yeah, I know it's not simple. Okay, so I played rook there.
I wanted to simplify the positions. Microcosmos. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so I played wait, what happened? So I played rook here, hoping that she wouldn't see, queen takes right there, queen there.
Yeah.
But of course, she saw it.
Yeah.
That was the only move. She had to play that. That's the only move. I mean, you realize that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no moves. Yeah. Okay, so she was able to find that. Really good. She's a strong player. And I played that, and I thought I was like completely winning. I mean, I am,
It looks
but I was still
losing
worried.
to me. I mean, it looks drawish to me. Like at this point, like you had all
Really?
the pressure, and it feels drawish because you had all the pressure and it's gone.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I was like really worried. Yeah, I didn't want to get into an endgame because endgames can be very tricky.
Yeah.
You may be up like 2-3 pawns, but then
you
never know.
never
It
know.
might lead to a draw. But I was able to keep my composure and managed to contest
now it looks better. But I wonder, like, okay, just play it out, maybe to the end.
Okay, because it's almost done.
Yeah. Okay.
And he resigned.
White resigns after king move? That's weird.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. Yeah. I think she played king e3.
Okay.
But what were you saying like earlier?
Like I want to see like their disposition and I want to see how the computer changes.
Okay, sure. Let's see what the computer says.
But it's winning, yeah. Seems winning.
Yeah. Maybe the computer
guess because
also
you have
agreed.
the pawn advantage, yeah.
Yeah, so I played the best moves.
Yeah, all right, gotcha. So the pawn advantage was huge enough. And they are connected, as you said, they're in a very good shape. So unlike my games when I have 2 pawn islands and then it's like a drawish, here you actually have 4 pawns connected, so that gives you a clear advantage. Gotcha. All right. I learned something.
That's why a lot of chess players, they make a big deal about pawn islands. Like at first I'm like, what about those pawn islands? Well, if they're connected, yeah, they're hard to win, just like in this game.
Okay, chat is still considering the sound of the river. It's absolutely soothing this afternoon. All right. To be F, I don't know what that means. The end of Microcosmos is very simple position, yeah, but like after 10,000 moves, the thing in chess is unlike Shogi, you can trade pressure for material in the end game. But I guess the material, I mean the pawns here. But that's the way chess and games go. A high pressure situation results in a way where you win some material and make clean endgame, all right? Because the endgame is less crazy and you can win without checkmate. Gotcha. So everybody agreed that the material, which in Shogi, having pawn advantage is meaningless in the endgame. But I guess by the material means that he has 4 pawns now. So yeah, I can agree seeing this position that it's very clear and easy way to win, yeah.
Yeah, or even 2 pawns advantage is a huge advantage.
Gotcha. Shogi pawns don't become the strongest piece when they promote. That's also true. Nemo is suggesting crazy stuff. Why don't you just further complicate chess and game?
Why is the common goal to simplify? Because we're all lazy people.
Because you want to create a beautiful position, I assume. And you want to win, which means you want to limit the mistakes, Nimu. Yeah, less calculations for sure wins, exactly. All right, Paul. So, by the way, how did the tournament go for you? You didn't tell us in general.
So I ended up with 4 points out of 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I won 3 games. I drew 2, no, I drew 3, and then I lost 3. No, I drew 2 and I lost 4.
So you learned a lot, I guess,
Yeah,
if you played
and I
against stronger
actually
opponents.
was a very over achiever. I wanted to go for 1, 2, 3, 4 games today, but we only have time for just
I mean,
one.
it was very in-depth analysis, so I really enjoyed it. And I had one more question. Do you do the post-game analysis after tournament game, or you just like go to the next game because there's no time?
Well, like for me, I would want to, but then like I don't know about most of my opponents. Like after like they lose, they just probably want to go, back to their hotel room because it's already late. Or if it's like the morning round, then they want to grab some like lunch or like early dinner right after. So it's just hard, if the game goes for a long time.
And how do you write the record of the game? Do you actually remember it, or do you write it down during the game?
No, there's no way I can remember my games. Yeah, we write it on a score sheet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm thinking because who knows, maybe I will join local chess club and like I would like to know the tricks you're doing. So I see you.
Okay, yeah, you should. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
that's
can
what
give
I'm
you a
asking.
lot more advice. Yeah.
If the person who is worse is close enough to drawing, sure they can simplify, and yeah, most players will go out of their way to keep things complex for that reason. Almost always in chess games, at least one player is trying to keep the position complex, sometimes both players, unless they really want to draw. This is why watching the chess championship was boring, because they simplified it too quickly, I guess. But hey,
And this is like something interesting, Carol.
yeah.
When I'm slightly in a worse position, I try to complicate things because if not, then I will get grinded down.
But it's exactly same in shogi. It's exactly the same thing.
Nice.
Do I look like I'm drinking oil or like air? I don't know.
Oil? You're drinking tea, right?
No, this cup has water actually. The other one is tea. I have 2 cups.
2 cups.
Yep.
So if I can if so I don't know if I'm like strong at chess, but I think I'm better than a strong amateur. But if I can apply all those chess skills to shogi, then I would be very good at shogi, right? Because most of the principles are the same.
But again, you can understand the principle, but you have to have the intuition correctly molded, right? So fake that sip sound. What are you saying, Nemu? There is.
Can you pull off a PogChamp face?
What is a PogChamp face? What is a PogChamp? Oh, like the surprised one? No. I'm pretty sure I make enough of surprised faces during the Shogi Sunday yesterday. I made pretty. But yeah, wait, what was it? Toad said something good. Yeah, I understand Toad. Yeah, that's what I imagined. There's like 5 minutes between games, tournament games, maybe. Chinchilla? Here you go. Yeah, but yeah, tournament experience is something you cannot be taught, I guess. You just have to experience it.
I haven't done chess boxing ever.
Chess boxing. Ooh, have you done boxing?
No, I haven't. I need to be in shape.
Don't play with me then, because I did boxing.
Oh, okay, I'll get beaten up by you.
Have you put chess in boxes? I do have my chess in a box here. It's I know it's probably silly question, but I do have this cool chess box. But I was thinking of getting this cooler set. So I was in France on vacation, on Christmas break, and in my fiance's home they had like this chess set that when you pick a piece, it's heavy on the bottom, and the board is pretty big. And it felt so good to play on that set. Oh my gosh, it felt so good to play on that set. It was like this chess world championship type of set. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Paul.
Not really.
So like, there are different styles of chess pieces, but those were like weighted on the bottom so that when you move the piece, it always stays. I don't know, it was a good feeling.
Oh, okay. You're talking about a magnetic set?
No, a normal wooden one.
Oh, normal wooden one. Oh.
I have a picture of it.
Yeah, my tournament set have weights too. It's triple weighted.
It was very, very nice set. I don't know if you guys can know it from picture, but it's something like this. It was like a big board, and the queen was this championship style. Yeah, you cannot know it by the picture, but it was really, really good and really big.
Really nice.
Cool, good to see piece. Tournaments have weights, says Hegemege. It's like the first time I had some like chess sets like this in my hand, so it was pretty good. Maybe Paul is like, oh yeah, that's normal set, like, but I don't know. Yeah, some sets feels like, oh, that's good. Like in Shogi, you're like, oh, that's beautiful, or like the sound is good. The goal is the same. Just chess is surprisingly the same as well. But Emu asks you, what are your thoughts on tournament sets?
Yeah, so if I'm, familiar with the pieces, the board, I mean, if they look like the board and the pieces that I'm using, I'll be comfortable. But if it looks really bizarre, weird, then it will throw me off. And I just don't even want to play chess anymore. But if the like if I get to the board late, my opponent, sets the board into pieces, there's just no way I can, change that. So I just gotta be hopeful that I play with, normal looking tournament sets.
And then he asks, do you think if they were off by a few millimeters, you would make blunders on accident?
Oh, no, yeah, I'll make tons of blunders. Yeah. I've seen weird pieces.
Marble board, disorienting. Yeah, that sounds. I know that I remember when I was a kid, my grandparents had like this. I don't know if it's marble or not, but like stone chess, and the pieces were like lions and animals. It was very confusing, and they were like barely different color, darker and lighter of the same color, and it's like. Voice Vice documentary? Vice documentary? If he's a little bit off, then it would, yeah, I mean a little bit. But in Shogi, you can have like talking promoted pieces in form of like dot, and depending on the length of the dot, it's either promoted length or talking. It's so confusing sometimes. I imagine chess can be similar.
Oh, if it's a little bit off, I don't think it will bother me as much. Yeah, sorry, I kind of misunderstood.
Let me find the worst chess set here. How about this one? How about this? I mean, oh God, what is this?
Oh no, yeah, that would definitely throw me off. Oh, that especially. Does that look like a pawn to you?
No. I forgot which set was mine, and now I'm gonna search for our. Oh God.
They all look similar.
So this is how we feel when people, okay, this is how we feel when people give us alphabet instead of kanji in Shogi. This is exactly how we feel. Please learn kanji, people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm pointing? I don't know where. Please learn kanji, people. This is how we feel when you do some. And I hate this set. I just hate this. I don't know what. Something's triggering.
Oh no.
All right. Which set was mine though? Or this one, I think. I like it because the black has the. But was it this one though?
Oh yeah. That one.
That one.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
Probably. The other ones. This one is good too.
Oh no, I think that one's better. Yeah, I have that one.
This one?
Yeah. No, not that one. The other one.
This one.
Huh? No, the other one. Yeah, that one.
The one without the white thing around the black pieces.
Yeah.
But the knight looks so derpy. I always judge the piece set depending on the knight, and if it looks too derpy.
Depending on the knight.
Yeah. If it looks derpy,
So I guess
I'm
knights
like,
are your favorite pieces.
Yeah, I mean, they always the most stylized and the hardest one to. Oh my god, the bishop looks like spider. Get off. Pixel one, the Pixel music is playing in my head right now. This one's not too bad. The knights here look like, oh, I'm going to murder you. Yeah, anyway, I like this set because it's easier for my eyes. Maestro mainly uses, but they don't have names, I think, unless you mean the actual. Yeah, they don't have names here. That's how good sets are judged. Yeah, I watched a documentary about the championship pieces, and they said the knight takes the longest to learn to make.
Oh, I think I watched that.
Yeah.
The same video on YouTube. Yeah.
So they said the pawn is like, I don't know, a few weeks, and the knight is like over half a year or something.
Half a year? Oh my god.
I don't remember. It was like some very, very long time. The 6th column on the far left is the one I use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one? That's a pretty nice one as well. That one.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, I like that set too. Maybe I would change the color of the board.
Oh yeah, you always should change the board to also.
To the color of the pieces.
They look totally different. Board geometry. Oh god, 3D. Oh god, what have I done?
Oh my god. I think you should start playing 3D now.
Do you think there's a sense in playing 3D?
I think it's gonna mess me up more.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's fun. It depends.
I'm so triggered that the knights are looking sideways. I'm so triggered by that. And also they look weird.
I actually position my knight sideways.
Really?
Yeah, because like I'm used to like doing puzzles, on the book, and then the knights are, sideways.
My knights always look forward.
No, most people have it that way, forward.
I mean, those are beautiful. Like, if you don't look at the... Like, that it messes your brain, those look like a very beautiful pieces, the 3D ones, to be honest.
It is.
Yeah. This one, like gold and stuff, yeah. Anyway, back to 2D. Where is it? Oop.
Does 81 Dojo have a way to customize your pieces more than chess?
Not that far. You cannot change the board. You can change the pieces. You can change the theme, like behind. But Lee Shogi has something similar. You can even change the sound. On 81 Dojo, you can change the sound of Byomi, though. But yeah, that's something that 81 Dojo is lacking, kinda.
Wow, there's a lot of options on Lee chess.
Yeah.
I did not realize.
Which one was I using? This one of those wooden ones I prefer. This one? I think it was this one. But looking at it, the darker one looks better for the eye. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I might prefer the darker one, actually. All right. You will be very triggered at tournaments then because everybody puts the knight however they want. No, it's fine as long as my knights will be correct. I mean, in Shogi, we also like take care about how to put the pieces correctly because we drop pieces and they move a lot on the board. And pros usually set them up really beautifully. If we start with the topic that me getting triggered on tournaments, I'm gonna get triggered by everything. I am really easily triggered. Really easily. Somebody will sneeze to me next too loudly, I will be distracted. Sets and background and layouts. Yeah, in the Shogi. Yeah, I don't know.
So, Carol, if you don't like how the pieces are placed on the board, when you're playing a tournament, on your move, you can adjust your pieces and your opponent's pieces. You just say, I adjust. So you can adjust the knights.
Wait, you can touch enemy's pieces?
Yes, yeah, any of the pieces. Even your opponent.
That's illegal in Shogi.
Oh, really? It's illegal in Shogi?
It's not illegal, it's bad manners. It's bad manners to touch your enemy's pieces.
Depends where the pieces are placed. Like, let's say your opponent just like puts it like in between the two squares. That's his fault. So
I mean, imagine that you say I correct and you correct his knight, and on his turn he says I correct and he corrects it again, and on your move you correct it again. You can imagine it happening.
yeah.
Like in Shogi, there are the air conditioner wars. Like one puts higher, the other puts lower, the other puts higher. Opponent's coffee breath, the mental warfare of the tournaments. Wait, coffee breath doesn't sound bad. How about garlic? Chicken, fish. But I guess if microwave, that would be worse, not the breath actually. But imagine like, oh god, that reminds me of something horrible that happened actually. Like Chinese food, like with this fat, and then the enemy burping the whole game. That was horrible. And I mean, it's not distracting enough. It's just like, ugh, why would you do that? You would see that thing with the air conditioner. Tobacco, yeah. We had a very good shogi friend who always would smoke tobacco and he would enjoy shogi, so somehow that doesn't trigger me because I have good memory of friend having that addiction and still playing shogi. I don't know. I don't like tobacco in general, but somehow it won't trigger me off, I think. Does the title match defender get to decide temperature of the air conditioning? No, they both agree. So in Shogi, it's very complex. They have this meeting before the game. They choose this piece set. They choose the pillow. They check the lighting. They check the temperature one day before the tournament game, and they both have to agree on it. So it's all set up one day beforehand, actually. How about you, Paul? How about you put your knights backward?
No, I'm not gonna. I have never done that.
What if you trigger your opponent by putting them backward?
No, I'm a nice guy. I don't want to like make my opponent upset. No.
Is it possible to eat during the game?
Yeah, you can, but it's frowned upon. Yeah, drinks are okay, but not food.
The food not, you say?
No, it's frowned upon. I mean, I see some people
frowned upon. Okay, got it.
Yeah, chewing on snacks, but like definitely don't bring like a sandwich. Yeah, I see some people do that in like smaller tournaments, but in bigger tournaments, that's not acceptable.
Get a GM title. What? I can cheat that I am a GM using extension. It's meaningless. I'd be terrible Japanese professional, get up and walk around and look at the board like that while wandering around too much. There is actually a famous professional who would stand up during the game, walk behind his opponent, and look on the board from their position. And the funny part is he would even do that even if the position is symmetrical. So it's Hifumi. You might have heard about him. Shogi Explains says, I heard there was once someone who used tournament regulation chess piece made out of chocolate. Whenever they would capture an opponent's piece, they would start eating it. Wait, but what with the queen and like promotions and oh my gosh. All right, Paul. Next week you said you won't be able to.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to. Most likely no.
So we can do it on another day, or
if it's another day, I can do Tuesday. My time, which would be Wednesday your time, but
I
then
have book reading streams on that day.
Okay. What about the next day?
Friday?
Like a Thursday? Huh? Friday?
Wait. Wait, you said Thursday or Tuesday?
Okay. What days can you do like besides Tuesday?
Friday.
Weekday. Friday. Okay. Yeah, we can do Friday.
21st?
That'll be. Oh wait. So that would be my Saturday then, right?
I think it's your Friday evening. Because
Friday
it's my
Eve.
Friday morning, right? What day is for you now?
It's it's midnight now, but it was Monday, like 2 hours ago, and it was Tuesday, right, morning. It's right now it's still Tuesday morning, right, for you.
It's Tuesday morning for me, but for you it's Monday. Oh, because you're behind,
Yeah,
actually.
I'm behind.
So
Okay.
when you say Tuesday for you, do you mean my Friday?
So Thursday. So I think we can do my Thursday and your Friday.
Yep. It would be good. Shogi stream poll. So the 18th is cancelled. And instead we'll have 21st, or in your case 20th.
Yeah, 20.
Okay. Oh, but okay. I will have vaccination one day before, so I might feel
no problem.
bad. But
let me know before.
Yeah, we can decide. But yeah, it's better to have it planned than not. Okay. Anything left, chat? Paul, you're okay as well? Thank you so much for showing your games.
Oh, no problem. Actually, I only show just one game, not many games.
It was very, very interesting. Wait, let me. Very, very interesting. Especially that I played this opening, so.
Yeah, I figure. I thought you knew a little bit on the Sicilian, so I didn't want to elaborate as much, but I'm glad that I did because
just assume that I know nothing because I know nothing. I never studied the openings.
No. Yeah, but now you have a much better idea of how to play the Sicilian.
Exactly. Like I would never think of this move and this move, for example, but now I understand the center and the power of the c5. And now, as a white, I also will have idea how to play against it, because this would be my move as white as well, I guess. So,
right.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I suggested that you play e4 instead of d4.
Yeah.
So that you can get into more tactical positions.
Exactly. I've been doing it. Where are we going, Shogi? Wait, is that a question? Where are we going, Shogi? On 21st, we will have Shogi stream at 9 a.m. with Paul instead of Tuesday. So it's Friday instead of Tuesday next week. Not this Friday, next week Friday. Shogi Lifestyle, we will have to... Yeah, we can rate him. All right, we're gonna... It's not started yet? Oh, it started. So if you... but he's offline. Like, he's on a break now. That's very unfortunate timing. But we gonna rate Shogi Lifestyle because Shogi, woo! And I will see you guys on Thursday, where we have a book reading, and Friday, this Friday, but we will have Shogi mobile apps in the afternoon instead of morning. He's behind me. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. See you next time, and remember to register for our tournament. Yep. Bye-bye. And thank you, Paul, so much.
Bye, everyone.